Welcome to the Will and Dave Show, where we talk about hard things, whether it's comfortable or not. We think those conversations are necessary and important. We think that having different opinions is crucial to a healthy discourse. So saddle up and enjoy the fireside chat.
Hey, William.
Hey, Dave. How are you doing?
You're looking good over there.
Thank you.
Man, ponytail and everything.
It's the same setup as previously. Same as the garbage on my back desk.
It's 3 weeks older and 3 weeks wiser.
Convenient scoop in front of that. I don't know, wiser, but older definitely, yeah. Literally, actually, because our birthdays all passed in the last few weeks.
Well, we've been off the air. You've gotten older. I've gotten older. Your mom has gotten older. All of us have gotten wiser.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, but I'll take it. I can remember that.
So we're doing something new this week. We are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to be doing this moving forward. We're going to be on a few different platforms. Share the good news of the Will and Dave Show.
Spread the love, so to speak. Even though we talk about very angry and decisive topics on a regular basis, spread the love nonetheless.
Only sometimes.
Only sometimes. Today's pretty light. We're gonna keep it pretty light.
So while we're at it, why don't we share a little bit, since we are on another sort of, or on YouTube and on Facebook, etc. Why don't you share a little bit of what the show is about and why we do it?
That's a good idea. As we're kind of entering, I don't know if you want to call it like season 2 of the Will and Dave Show. I don't know.
Phase 2. We're gonna go
phase 2.
What's the the Marvel Universe? Isn't it phase?
Oh yeah. Phase 2.
Phases 2. Yeah.
We're gonna crank it up to ludicrous speed.
Ooh, there's the Musk reference right there.
Musk?
Elon Musk.
No.
Yeah, the Tesla.
No, that's a Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Okay, so he got it from Spaceballs, as in the
yes, probably.
In the Tesla, there actually is a ludicrous mode.
Yes, there is, and I'm pretty sure that's Spaceballs reference, not Musk.
He would be the one to do that.
Yeah, straight from Rick Moranis' mouth.
Yeah, so why don't you share the story and the history and the reason for the Will and Dave show?
Well, the history is relatively simplistic, as during the pandemic, we were looking for both a way to stay in touch, but also you and me, like a lot of our conversing week to week was one of us getting hold of the other person. Did you hear about this thing that happened in the news? And then we'd sit there and either sit there and be like, oh yeah, oh my God, or we would argue about it. It's like 50-50. And then you were like, well, why don't we do a podcast? Because I think Mom was starting up her live streaming at the time with Stitch by Susan, one of our sponsors. And you said, well, why don't we do a podcast? It's relatively easy to do. You had a program for doing it. It didn't cost us very much money. And we both had most of the equipment already in place to do it. So we did. I like to think we've gotten a lot better. Our equipment's gotten better. Our ability to do it is better. But the ethos of the show has stayed the same in the sense that it's mostly you and me finding topics, or you and I. Sorry, Mom. You and I. Finding topics that tend to be divisive. You being a more conservative person, myself being a more progressive person.
Right.
And we talk about them. We agree sometimes, we disagree a lot of the time, sometimes very aggressively so. But at the end of the day, we still love each other most of the time. We still tolerate each other all the time.
I always love you. Those I love, I beat over the head with a wet noodle, but, you know.
We all show love a different way, I guess.
We do. Yes, we do. That was an awesome wrap-up of the reason for the show, is just to show that it's okay to disagree.
Yeah, we hate the saying agree to disagree. It's a terrible saying, but
it is.
We don't
just disagree. That's all.
We just disagree and love each other despite it.
Right. And that's okay. It's okay for you to have an opinion that is not the same as my opinion, as you're not me. And that is, I think it's our wish. We wish the rest of the world would just act that way. That it's okay to have different opinions.
It's not a metaphor, but an example that you bring up regularly, where you say you wish people would just find somebody they don't disagree with, and sit down and have a coffee with them. Yeah. Have a really uncomfortable coffee with a stranger, and just learn about them. Don't argue, don't debate, don't bicker. Just learn about them.
Yeah.
I think the world would be a better place for it if we could just do that more often, or something like that. Giving people we don't agree with the time of day and the space to say their piece without interruption.
So here's one thing about me that I bet you didn't know. That if the whole world was like me, it would be a real crappy place to live.
Yes.
If everybody was, or maybe you did know that, and that's why there's you.
Unspoken knowledge.
Yeah.
Unwritten rule.
So what we really would like is as you watch the show and as you join in, that you say hello and join in the conversation in the comments. I do get them here, and I will stick them on the show, i.e. one from Tim, which I'm just going to make a normal size here.
Number one fan, Tim. Back for phase 2.
Hello, number one fan, Tim. It's good to have you back. And now we're streaming on Facebook, which is your crack. So now we can be.
What do you mean by crack? I don't use Facebook.
No, it's Tim's. It's Tim's crack.
Oh,
his world.
Yeah.
And he lives on Facebook. He now is on TikTok. Every once he sends me these videos from TikTok, and I'm like, seriously, Tim? TikTok?
TikTok's, if you're in the mood for short form content, it's where it's at.
So I think I've shared this story before about TikTok. I'm going to share it again because I was on for maybe a month. I was on TikTok. I thought I'd give this thing a whirl since it's new. It's all the rage. Everybody's doing it. Let's have the Will and Dave show on TikTok. So I signed up for TikTok. I got the account.
Mm-hmm.
And it has you enter your interests. And so I did news, politics, sports, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks of me, the only 3 weeks of me having the app on my phone, all I got were half-naked women doing a dance on my TikTok screen.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with the interest that I entered in the app.
It's a funny thing because I had a similar-ish experience in the sense that when I first started, it was mostly young women dancing music. Some guys, but mostly women. So it's like its initial entry point for determining what you like to watch and what content you absorb is garbage.
Yeah.
But its algorithm for picking up your content as you go is inordinately accurate. Like it was maybe a month into me having TikTok that my content was almost exclusively political or social issues, science,
which I would have been happy
strange
with.
music.
Which I would have been happy with. Even the strange music bit, I would have been, okay, I can live with that.
Mine still had pretty ladies on it, but obvious reasons.
But I didn't. There was nothing in what I entered. And if they had looked at my other social media feeds, which I'm sure they have access to.
Whoa.
What?
No. See, Facebook is an American company. TikTok is a Chinese company. They both have your data.
Yes.
They probably don't sell it to each other.
Oh, I bet you they do.
They probably do.
Through somebody somewhere is sharing their data.
If they aren't, Amazon is selling it.
So when you do that, they should see that I'm not really interested. I don't know. It just was one of those weird things that you sit there and you think, really?
I think
the gods of
you're
TikTok?
Probably the anomaly. I don't think there's many men that download TikTok that wouldn't appreciate pretty girls dancing music. I think it's from an algorithmic standpoint, it's a safe bet to start with that foot, and you'll probably catch more than you lose.
But even when you enter your interests as the exact opposite?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I deleted the app. I was viral for a week. I had a video that had like 18,000 views.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you remember I was doing our rants on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a week or two, I did our rants on the Will and Dave show, and I did them on TikTok, and I had one that had like 18,000 views. Yeah.
Dang.
And then nobody saw it again. It stopped.
Content moves fast on TikTok.
It was no longer viral. Your mother, on the other hand, who we should mention is one of the sponsors of the Will and Dave show.
Way ahead, yeah.
Well, forgive me. I just had to do it my way. Which I have a lower third here, which we need to be playing. So, your mother was on Instagram, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, had a video that had like 11 million views.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Your mother is internet famous.
Bonafide internet famous. She's cap a million. You're a smash hit.
If I can get her online, maybe she will tell me how many she had. I'm going to message her on Facebook. I'm going to message her.
I'm going to look on Instagram while you're talking.
Got a question for you, Susan.
I'm going to crack on Instagram. I got to see this.
Well, I don't know if you can see it on your side, as I tried to, and it wouldn't let me see it.
I'll probably
see the video. It doesn't show all the likes, though. Because if I
know which video by chance?
Oh.
They should be able to find out by how many hearts it has. I'm assuming that a video like that's going to have... Oh, there's one with 35,000 hearts. Or 3,500 hearts, sorry. Is that the one, Burn a Little Town?
Nope.
Oh, I see one of the 157,000 likes.
She has... Your mother's killing it. That's why she is the sponsor of the Will and Dave show, not the other way around.
No kidding. Wow. Okay, we are being sponsored by a big fish, apparently.
Okay, I'm looking for. So it is the one with the 150,000 likes. I'm going to see if there's a way I can download it. Is there a way to download it? No.
Our producer's saying there's a big time echo on me. Do you hear that?
No, I don't. Hold on a second.
I don't hear it either.
Let me hear you talk.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Give me a second here. Let's troubleshoot, shall we?
Let me hear you talk, Will.
Testing.
Yeah, you're going through my mic and your mic. And I don't know why. Why is that? Let me hear you talk now, Will.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Well, no.
We fixed it on the last stream. Testing. The last test went through loud and clear. No echo.
And again? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm killing the stream now because that's really throwing me for a loop, hearing both our voices twice.
Yes, it's not.
Well, it seems to be fixed.
No, it's not, because your audio is coming through.
Are you sure? Mom confirmed that it's better, and it was better on the stream.
Yes, because I had you on another output or input.
Oh.
It's hard to fix it if you don't.
Music.
I'll be back.
Okay. I'll talk in the meantime. Hi, everybody. Pleasure to see you guys again. It's been a while since we've had a little one-on-one time here with camera. I've really missed these lovely chats we have. Oh, look at that. He's back. Never mind. You get it later.
Just looking at one more thing here. Let me hear you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm sure that will fix it because I no longer have you in my ears. I can't tell if you don't talk.
Testing. Hello. It's me. Hey, demons. It's me.
Fixed it, except I can't hear you. Okay, so Susan, since you're watching, are you able to tell us how many views your viral video had? And if you could stick it in the comments, I'd appreciate it.
That would be handy to know.
So while she's answering us, William, are you able to tell us who the other sponsor of the show is?
Yes, I can. The other sponsor of the show today is Northern Truss in Fort St. John, British Columbia, who I may or may not have a vested interest in, seeing as I work there. We are sponsored by Mallory Smith, the owner there. Northern Truss is your local, if you're in the Northeast region, provider of truss and flooring systems here, both custom and, I don't want to say pre-made, but pre-packaged flooring systems. And all your joists, hangers, etc., that would go with that.
So I should ask you, do you remember the phone number yet?
Absolutely not. I do not remember the phone number. But Google's really handy, and I can find the phone number.
250-787-3033. Northern Trust for all your trust needs in the North Peace area and the South Peace area.
I'm out of practice with ad reads. I'm terrible at this.
And Northern Alberta.
Not to say that I was good at ad reads before, but yes. Northern Trust for all your trust needs.
So, moving on from those sponsors, if you would like to sponsor the show, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/The Will and Dave Show, where for the price of one cup of coffee, we can send William away for ad school reading or to ad reading school. Something like that. And did you see in the comments?
12 million and change.
12 million and change.
Bonkers.
Yes. And here's the crazy thing. I will get the video for next week and I will download it and we'll talk about this again in the sponsorship thing.
Okay.
It's silly. It is the silliest little video you've ever watched. It's silly little music, but it went viral. Who knew?
I mean, that is the internet. The internet is a place where weird things can do well. I mean, you probably won't get the references, but things like Chuck Testa from back in the day on the internet, that was
I'm old.
A nothing video. It was an ad.
Remember the one with the two boys? It's neat.
Charlie.
Well, the Charlie one too, but the two boys with a thing about nature. You know what's neat about nature? The fact that it is.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of the silliest
because that's
views.
what it is. Well, they made those intentionally corny and that those videos are fantastic.
Or something.
But then you have stuff like Chuck Testa, which was an intentionally crappy TV ad, like local TV ad for a taxidermist. You probably thought that was a deer. Nope. Chuck Testa. And that's all it was various shots of wildlife. You probably thought that was a so-and-so. Pops the head off of it. It's an old guy. Nope. Chuck Testa. And that's all it was. That is all it was. There was nothing special or fancy about it.
And that's why the internet is what the internet is. And that's why, folks, never believe what you read on the internet. Except for the Will and Dave Show. You need to believe the Will and Dave Show.
You can believe that we don't know what we're talking about.
So this is going to be an abbreviated show. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. And one of the things that I was doing is I thought I'd look up some weird news sites.
Do any of them involve Florida?
They do not involve Florida.
Bummer.
Weird news.
Okay.
So Canadian man uses a giant billboard to get rid of leftover cheese string in his fridge. Only in Toronto would you spend thousands of dollars to get rid of a cheese string instead of throwing it in the garbage. The camp counselor is selling a signed baseball card to Mark Zuckerberg. Only in Florida would orange-haired man be driving a golf cart on the highway with an open bottle of whiskey. And this is the one
oh my God,
that I decided we would focus on. A judge refuses to dismiss a lawsuit against, after the ads go away ads, against the DMV for F cancer vanity license plate. Now, I am all for freedom of speech, and I kind of like this one because, after all, it's F cancer, and nobody likes cancer.
Exactly.
Except apparently there is a rule with the DMV here in the U.S. that you can't have obscenities on a license plate.
Maybe she's just mispronouncing cancer. Maybe she has a lisp and it always comes out cancer.
Well,
How
Overington
dare
is
they
ready for her
discriminate
day in
against
court.
her?
Only in the US of A will you sue to be able to use the F word on your license plate. And she says, my vanity plate receives positive feedback everywhere I go, and I've had more than a few deep conversations with complete strangers. That whole phrase, having deep conversations with complete strangers when you're talking about the F word, should scare everybody away.
Yeah, that's the reason I will never have that license plate, is if it incentivizes strangers to talk to me, that's a hard no. Like if you are a person who bumps up against me, not like literally, but like bumps into me at like the grocery store,
yeah,
and we're standing in line, you'd be like, wow, that sport game last night, I'll be like, didn't see it, and carry about my business. I could have watched it. I could have been betting on that game, and I will not engage in that conversation. It dies right there. You will get one response and only one.
And it would be F you.
No. It'd be I don't watch sports.
So this is where, so the DMV, they said your vanity plate F cancer contains a perceived profanity, abbreviation for the word F, asterisk, and sign K, and for that reason it must be recalled. So then she says a little bit later, she noted in email that there were lots of other F words in the English language, including freedom, and that her license tag did not actually spell the word, which the DMV officials were concerned. She also pointed out that the DMV itself has used implied profanity on electronics signs advertising motorists to drive safely. Those messages include get your head out of your apps and oh, sell no.
Well, you know what? I was like, part of me was like, she's probably going to lose because they're going to stick to their guns. But that right there, that's a pretty big hole in their case.
Only in the United States of America would we sue the DMV to be able to use the word F cancer on your license plate. Lawyers somewhere are getting rich.
Wow.
So what's your opinion of the lady with the F cancer plate? Do you think she should be allowed to have it, Will?
Oh, absolutely. And if she's not allowed to have it, get a decal.
Oh,
and put it
what
right
the
beside
heck
your
happened to
license
me?
plate that just spells it out. I'm not going to say it and get us demonetized on Facebook, but
thank you.
Not that we make money on Facebook anyways. But yeah, if she can't get the license plate, she should just get, all 4 letters right beside her license plate, and then on the right side and the DMV. Like really, if she were to lose that case, I would just decal your car up.
Just decal your car. That's right.
I feel like it'd be the simplest way to do it.
Well, folks, that's the Will and Dave show where we try to have a little bit of fun. This is sort of a lighthearted one. We're going to take it easy. We're not going to get into heavy topics this evening. We're just sort of easing in out of our summer break.
Yeah, if you're looking for heavier stuff, tune in next week. We've got a couple of topics that we could be hitting on. We haven't ironed down which one we're going to tackle first. We got things like the bill, what is it, C-21 here in Canada, around firearms. That's something we could talk about.
The imprisonment of what's her name, of Tamara Lich.
I feel like, yeah, we could probably tie those together into a what did the Canadian government do that's silly this week?
Or we could do what has the U.S. government done that's silly this week too.
Hey, they did something good this week.
What's that?
I can't remember which state it is. I gotta quickly find which state it is.
Are you saying Kansas?
Maybe Kansas. It's a good thing.
Is it a good thing depending on your point of view?
No, actually, that's part of what makes it so good.
Oh,
I can't remember which state it is, but one of the states down the states, one of the ones that immediately passed anti-abortion laws as soon as the Roe v. Wade was walked back.
Yeah.
They just made it possible. I think either they made it or are making it possible. As soon as a person is pregnant, and so they can't have an abortion, but that fetus counts as a dependent. So when they file for their taxes,
Right.
that is a dependent. They can also seek certain government assistance for that dependent as if they were a living child already. So they are actually, they're not just leaving pregnant women completely high and dry. I mean, I still don't love the walking back of Roe v. Wade. We know that. But they're not leaving women completely high and dry. They are giving them some of the benefits of having a child before the child is actually born. I think that is a step in the right direction.
I'm going to have
As I
to look
said,
that up.
yeah, as I said when talking about the whole Roe v. Wade thing weeks and weeks and weeks ago, is that I wanted to see states, if you're going to force people to carry these to term, you need to provide some support for them to coincide with it if you really do care about the children, if that's what this is all about. And at least one state is taking some steps. Do I think they're adequate? No, but they are steps in the right direction. I believe that's worth giving a thumbs up over. I think it's worth pointing out.
So I have to. So I'm sorry, but you bring up a happy one. I have to bring up a funny one.
Oh boy.
So Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
You know who Nancy Pelosi is, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and I'm looking for the exact quote. Where the heck is it? She said, "My mother used to tell me that if we dug deep enough, we'd get to China. So I've always had a close relationship with them." And she actually said that phrase, and I'm trying to find the exact wording because it was so good.
Wow.
It was so good.
As a prompt, if anyone wants a good time that involves the mainstream media, which are two things that don't really coincide very well, just go to Google, just type nothing but Florida man, nothing else. Just Florida man, and hit enter and see what the headlines are. I'll tell you what mine are. CNN headline: A man was hospitalized after an alligator bit him in the face in Florida lake. Local 10 News: Florida man threatened landscaper with assault rifle in parking dispute, police say. WFLA: Man knocked out in Florida beach brawl over bathroom line, reports say. I love it. It's a bottomless well of just fantastic headlines. I mean, some of them are sad people get hurt, obviously.
So here's the quote from Nancy Pelosi.
Okay.
And this is a quote, and I've seen the video, and I haven't watched the whole thing, so I don't know if it's taken out of context, but even if it was, it's still great. She said, "When I was a little girl, I was told at the beach, if I dug a hole deep enough, I would reach China." So I've always felt a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
These are the people we elect into higher office.
Wow. I've got one more though for you.
Okay.
From Vice: Florida man arrested trying to warn Space Force base of alien dragon war. That is a real headline that exists because we have a Space Force.
And real people really read them, and some of them actually believe them. That is the scary part, my son.
Oh, I believe that a guy went up and tried to warn the Space Force base of an alien dragon war. I believe that in a heartbeat. Do I believe there is an alien dragon war? No. But I totally believe that a Florida man went up to the space base and tried to convince them there was an alien dragon war.
And that he actually believed that there was a dragon war.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, that is our show for this week, folks. As always, William will close us out here in a moment. I just want to say that if you are interested in sharing the news that it's okay to disagree, would you do us a favor? Would you like, would you comment, and would you subscribe to the Will and Dave Show?
We didn't touch on it while we were talking about the ethos of the show, but
no.
If you're listening and you're like, oh, I want to come back for a more spicy topic, please do and get involved. Like, we genuinely would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Talk to us, converse with us, give us your opinion. We love hearing from the class, so to speak.
So here's one of the things you can do is on our website, www.thewillanddaveshow.com. There's a link where you can submit a question or a topic, and we will do our best to completely mutilate it.
That's more like it.
And talk about things that we know nothing about. But what we're going to do is we're going to share our opinions, which probably will be very different. And at the end of the show, we still happen to like each other, which is actually kind of weird. So
I'm down with it.
So sweet. So William, how about you sign us off the show for the first week of August?
Stay safe, folks. Don't die, and have a good night.